Hi guys, and welcome to Payroll Management System developed using Delphi. Okay guys, as you can see, we have information of Captain Paul right there, Captain Paul Oman. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reset, or you can even exit if you want. I'm not going to exit, I'm going to reset. And let's reset the calculator as well. Now let's enter the details of Tony Montana. And address of Tony Montana is number 17, Little Venice. There. And let's enter his postcode. Montana happens to be male. And position, he is a co-pilot. City benefit and wages. Overtime so far. And we'll come in here, enter the period there. So all we then need to do is just to click on pay. There we go. That is the details of Tony Montana. And if you want to check out the net pay, you can always enter the gross right there and then subtract the deduction right there, and you should get the same value. And let's start work with a new tutorial. So I'm going to click on exit, and right here we are now in Delphi development environment. I'm just going to click on, you can either click on this very one here where it says create a new window VCL application, and right there development environment pops up. So I'm going to advise you guys to save it so that you don't forget. I'm going to save that as payroll system, and let me save it in my folder. So let's just click on documents right here. Okay, I'm going to save that now. There we go. Okay, now the form, I'm going to define the height and the width of this form. Let's make the height about 720. Press enter and scroll right down. The width, I'm going to make that about 1372, something like that. There we go. Now you see where we have the palette. I'm going to type TP, and TP should get me this very plane here. Click on that and just draw it right there. I'm going to need a couple of those, so let's just copy that. We have 2, 4, that is fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is, first of all, let's just drag this way and just arrange it how I want. So let's drag this right here. There we go, and pull it right down, just something like that. Okay, now guess what, I'm going to select it all and maybe leave these ones alone, and let's get rid of the content I have in there. Let's go into the properties here. Let's see, caption. There we go. And this very one, I'm going to now enter in the payroll management system, and let's increase the font size of that. Then I'll use that to determine how big it's going to be. Let's come in here and just change that to about maybe 40 something. Let's say 44. I'm going to make that bold. If you notice, I did not delete the text content of that very plain. So come right here and let's see how that's going to look like. Okay, so we need to reduce the size of this a little bit more. Alright, that is fine. So right here, I'm going to drag this, let's paste this somewhere there, and this is going to be here, about that. Drag this down, and let's copy one more. This last one is going to be for the buttons. and drag all of this down. Drag this right down here and bring this very one right down. Okay, so I'm going to run it now, but before I run it, let's click on the form. I just want to get the form aligned properly. Come to the properties of the form, look at the form there, and just select align. And I'm going to just clamp it to the top, and let's run it and you guys see what I'm talking about. There we go, right there. So I believe you guys can see it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 of those. Okay, let's close that and come right down here. Now you see this very one here. I'm going to start by entering. Let's go to the palette here. The palette is where you get all of the component that you need, or you can call it object. So I'm just going to click in there. I will type in T. That is meant for to be edit, text edit. Grab the text edit and just draw it right there, something like that. Bring it down, and this very text edit, I'm going to change the font size. At the same time, I'm going to align the text to the right. Click on align and let's take it to the right, and let's increase the font size. Now font, I'm going to make that maybe about 20 bold there, and change the default text, change that to 0, and let's go back to the variable name here. I'm going to change the variable name to txt display. There, that's fine. Now we need a button. Let's come right down here, click in there, just type in TB. That gives you the button, and just drag that here somewhere. And I'm going to make that 97 by 97. Width will be 97 and height will be 97 as well. Now font, let's change the font here, make that bold. That's going to be 20 as well. There we go. I can now copy these across. Just hold on to the control and copy. We have 2. There we go, that will do. Now copy that, copy, and we have 8. Now I'm going to need about 20 of those. Copy again and paste. Now I have all the buttons in place. I think it's going to be about 20 there. Let's run it and see. There we go, 20 in total. Okay, so now let's do one thing. This one is going to be for the backspace. So what I'm going to do is I'll go straight into Word. Let's select insert and go into symbols and look for more symbols. That's what I need. You will find that sign in there. Wingings. I also need a plus minus as well. Let's click on that. That's the plus minus. So you find that here. That is the font name where you find that. Okay, insert that. So just for you guys to see, that's the font name. Okay, so I'm going to copy the backspace and let's come right down here, paste that in here. So end it first and make sure it's selected. Go straight to the, I think is the caption. Yep, there's the caption. Paste it right in there. And now have to change the font type. Scroll down, look for the font. That's the font. Click on the font and let's grab the font type. The font type I need is Winging, and that takes care of that. Now let's copy the plus minus. Copy that, and that is it. With that, I don't have any need for Word document anymore. So let's come right down here, paste that in there. And the next button here, that is going to be CE. Clear entry. This one is going to be C. Right there. C. And here that will be 7. The next one will be 8. we have 9. We have the plus sign, subtract 6, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's say we have multiplication, we have division here, equals here, and decimal, and this will be 0 there. Run that. Let's see how the calculator interface looks like. There we go. That's the calculator interface. Alright, let's create the rest part of the interface before we start naming them. I'm going to add, let's come back in here in the palette, TL, that will give me the label. Grab a label, paste it right here. We have one label. I also need a test entry. Maybe just copy this very test entry, copy, and paste that right here. There we go. Change this label to 20 as well. The font type will be 20. Make that 20. Bold. There we go. Okay, I think that might even be a problem. Let's do one thing. I'm going to change both of them. I'm going to change that font to about 18 because I might need some room, and change that to 18. Yeah, that too might make a difference. So let's copy it now. Copy both, copy and paste right there, and we grab these two, copy again, make sure it is selected before you paste. Right, looking good. And let's copy it, copy that, paste, bring it down, it's coming up, and we just need 2 more underneath here. See, I was lucky to make that 18, and paste, bring it down. Okay, that's fine. Now this very one here, I'm going to delete that, and I will replace that with a combo box. Let's say T combo, combo box. Let's draw a combo box here. There we go. Let's change that to about 18 as well. There. Yeah, that takes care of that. Right, now let's come in here. I'm going to just paste in there. We have 1 and we have 2. Then we enhance it how we want. And underneath here, paste there. More. And oh, we need some here. Paste it there, and 1 more there, right there. Alright, these 2 extra that I've copied, I'm going to cut them off. Cut, click in here and paste it right in there. Alright, that's good. And here as well, paste another 2 extra there. There we go, guys. If I run it now, it's not looking beautiful yet, but at least we're getting somewhere. That's how it's looking now. But right here, I'm gonna need 2 combo box. So right, so grab hold of this combo box, copy, and this one, let's move this out of the way. I'm gonna need 2 of those on 1 layer, and paste the combo box right in here. We have 1 here, and this very one, yeah. Okay, we're gonna need another combo box here. Paste that one here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange the whole lot. Yeah, so that I can speed up things. But before that, let me change the name so that you guys see how that is done. Then I would then speed it all up. So I'm going to select this very first one here and change that to, where do we, okay, it's using caption. Change the caption to EMP. That's, it's supposed to stand for employee name, and this one is going to be employee. So that was going to, the variable name of that is going to be txt employee. Scroll right down, txt employee name. There, you guys can see that. Wrong spelling. There we go. Right, and repeat the same thing for this one. That's going to be address, and so on. So I'm going to speed that up so that you guys, so that we have enough time. And the next one here is going to be, this is meant to be a combo box here, so this one is meant to be up here. That's for the address. That's going to be txt address. Txt address. There. So I'm just going to speed that up now, guys, and get back to you guys shortly. Alright, they all have a name now, so I'm going to now run it so that you guys see how it all looks like. There we go. Right there. This is how it's looking now. Now I'm going to exit out and let's start work with the coding. So let's start with the number 7. Double click on number 7. And let's check out the name of this text box. This text box is known as txt results. So double click on 7. Right there inside 7, I'm going to use an if statement. If txt result dot text equals 0, then I don't want txt dot text to become 7. Copy that, paste that underneath here, and this will become 7. Get rid of this. Else we want the following to call. So let's say else first, and txt, paste that in there, equals txt plus 7. Change that to plus, and we enter 7 in there, and finally enter semicolon here. There we go, and that's the very first one taken care of. So if I run it now, click on run, and let's see how that's going to work. Or let's see what's that arrow should appear now. Oh, 7. This very 7 was meant to have column in there, and this should have column as well before I forget that. Right, let's try it again. Run. There we go, and we can then enter 777. That's fine. So I'm going to copy that now. Just copy that and use that to change the rest around. So have a good look at the lines of code that generate the letters at number 7. Click on design, double click on 8 and change that to 8. Paste that in there, change this to 8 and this other one to 8 as well. 9. Paste and change this to 9. So I'm just going to show you one more, then I will speed it up. Double click on 4, paste that in there, change that to 4 and 4 right here. So I'm going to speed up the rest. Double click on 5, paste, and that becomes 5 and 5 here. So let's speed that up. Okay guys, I've finished taking care of all of the codes. So let me just copy this for the clear. But before then, let's run it. We have 7, 8, 9, so on. There we go, that's working fine. Alright, exit out. Let's come right back into the design, double click on clear. and paste that right there. Now let's take care of the clear entry. Double click on the clear entry. Before I can take care of this clear entry, first of all, let's create some global variable up here. There, right underneath, you see where we have public. I'm going to create a public variable in there. So this, the very first one, I'll call it num1, num2, and I'm going to call the last one result for my result, and enter column as strings. Right, enter semicolon. Now the next one that I'm going to declare, I'm going to call that operator. Yeah, that's fine. Operator, and I'm going to call that child character. There we go. And what is? I might as well just declare the following again, because I'm going to need those for my calculations of the payroll. So inner city, basic, let's say basic pay, overtime, tax, pension. Yeah, we still have more rooms there. Or maybe just bring it down. I'm going to call this student loan, comma, NI payment, comma, I think that'll be all. Enter column, then that will be double. There. So I have all my variable in place. Enter a comma here. Those are all the variables I intend to use, these very ones. Alright, so let's go back to CE. Double click on CE again. So with the CE, I will create two local variables. The first one is going to be, this is how you create a local variable inside the function here. You say variable, and that is going to be F, will represent first number, second number, there. And that, both of them will be classed as string. There. Now, come right down here, underneath begin. I'm going to say txt result dot text column 0. I think I should enter, yeah, 0. Now the very first value that is entered, that will be stored inside F. So let's say column equals num1, and the second one is going to be S, column equals num2. Close that as well. So we just now need to clear either one, that is the first or the second. So F column equals clear, semicolon. Repeat exactly the same thing for the others. There. So what that does is to actually clear the first or clear the second or the first entry. Okay, that is taken care of. So if I run it now, this is what you guys will see. You might not understand it properly, but let's see where is the error from. Okay, let's see what's that error. So it wasn't closed with semicolon. So run it again. That should work fine now. Okay, there we go. That is fine. So close that. Now those are taken care of. Let's take care of something else. We take care of backspace. Double click on backspace. With the backspace, I'm going to say txt display dot text equals, let's ask it to copy whatever we have in there inside txt display, comma 1, comma length. Open up a bracket and enter txt display. Then this time around we have to minus 1. So just to get rid of it individually. I'll do that again. That's a 1. Close the bracket, and that's it. Now I'm going to use an if statement, because once it becomes empty, we want the system to do something. Look, let me run it. You see, if I run it now, the backspace will just clear everything up for us. Look at that. The default value is 0, but the 0 is not there. So we're going to use an if statement here. Let's collapse all of this a little bit more so that you guys can see the codes. There we go. Those are the lines of code for backspace, or that is the lines of code for backspace. Now I'm going to use an if statement underneath. Say if txt display if is empty. Now if it's empty, I want you to do as follows. Enter that, and that's it. So I'm going to end that right there. Now get rid of this. Okay, that is it. So if it's empty, enter as follows, straight into it. So let's run it and see. So that will be all for the backspace. Okay, try it out. Now the last one, 4, changes to 0, so that is fine. Now let's take care of this very one here. Double click on the plus minus. The first plus minus, first of all, let's create a local variable there, and I'm going to call that plus minus actually. So that will do. Plus minus, make that a real number, real. So that is fine. So right underneath here, I'm now going to say plus minus equals, let's just grab it. Right underneath begin, plus minus equals, convert, that should be uppercase, string to float. And whatever we're converting must be the content from the result, and that's text box dot text. There. Once it's converted, we now want it to convert it back to float. So grab that, come right underneath here, paste, and we then say column equals float to string, and that is it. No, that should be plus minus. We're converting plus minus. So minus 1 multiply by plus minus. That's all. So what will happen is, what you can end up here with is whatever number you have in there will become minus 1. Or will become minus 1 or minus 10 or minus whatever, and that is that done. So save that, run. Let's see. Now I enter that, click on plus minus, there we go, the minus is assigned. Alright, let's take care of the arithmetic operators. So first of all, I'm going to take care of the plus sign. Double click on the plus sign there. So with the first sign, plus sign, I'm going to say plus, that's number 1 equals, no, it's supposed to be column equals text box. No, it's supposed to be text box, not that. Paste that in there, and let's clear the operator. I think I call it up, something like that. Column equals the plus sign, semicolon. Okay, what is this operator called? Let's go right up there. What did I call it? Oh, it's with an S. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the S. Okay, just ups, that's fine. Back to my plus minus, double click on it. All right, that's fine. Okay, that's the plus minus, and we now want to clear whatever we have inside the text box. Come right in here, might as well grab all of these, paste that in here and clear it. Column equals clear. Or the plus arithmetic operator is taken care of. I'm going to copy that and use that for the subtraction and change the operator to subtraction. There. Now let's repeat the same thing for the others. Let's double click on multiplication, paste, change the operator to multiplication, and division, there, change that to division. That is the operators taken care of. Now what is left is just these two. Double click on the decimal. Before we can use the decimal, let's get this imported, or let's just go, yeah, let's go up right up there and import the mass function first of all. Come right here, and those are all of the libraries that we need. So let's come in here, say comma math. No, there. Okay, that's it. Just add that there, right underneath use. Okay, now let's go back in here, double click on it again. So using an if statement, let's say if OPS has the following. Okay, if it has the following, let's get rid of this, that's wrong. Now comma, we want txt result the text is greater than, not equals to, sorry, then we want it to exit. Else txt result equals txt result. So come right down here, paste that right here, equals txt result dot plus btn dot caption. So we just grab hold of the caption that we have in there, and the caption is just the dot, and that's it. And that's all there is to that for now. Okay, let's take care of this error. We just need to close that up, and that is it. That should take care of the dot. So I'm going to run it. Let's see how that's going to work. There we go. There, that's fine. It's working as I want. That is good. That's how you take care of your decimal place. Alright, let's take care of the calculation. Come in here, no, the equal sign, and that will be the end of the calculator itself. Double click on the equal sign, and with the equals, first of all we say num2, that's the variable that was declared up there, equals text box. Let's see if I still copy it. Yeah, equals that will, yeah, that is fine. It doesn't need to be converted because they are both string. Now let's using an if statement. If the operator equals the plus sign, then I want the following result. I believe the result should be in lowercase, I think, equals. Now let's get it floated. Float to string. Now it's going to be two double conversion there, and string to converting the string to float. So the first value that we're converting is this, num1, and we have to repeat the same thing for number 2. Grab that, and I'm going to enter plus here, paste that in there. That's for number 2, and enter column, semicolon. Right, that's the very first one taken care of. Now we want to add this very result straight into text box. So I'm going to grab the text box, come right down here, paste, and we just say column equals result, and that takes care of the very first one, which is the addition operator. So I'm going to copy that, copy again and again, and this will become subtract. You can use else if you want. And this is multiplication, change this to multiplication here, and this will be division and division here. So the basic arithmetic operator is taken care of. So take a good look at the lines of code for that, guys. I'm going to run it now. Run. Oh, we have an error. Let's see what's that error. Okay, I'm missing a column right up there. There we go. Run again. Okay, that's it, taken care of. Alright, so let's say 2 multiplied by 9. No, we don't want that. Multiply by 5 equals 10. That is correct. And we can divide by 8. There we go. Alright, plus minus, multiply that by 8 again. There, that's what you owe. Okay, that is working fine. And welcome back to the third part of this tutorial. I'm going to now exit out and let's go to design. I'm going to start work with the calculation of everything. So when the end user enter their CT benefits, basic salary or overtime, then I should be able to calculate it. So let's double click on payments button. Now first of all, on this very payment button, what we want to do is to declare some local variable. So I'm going to say pen L, so that's for pension, comma, tax L, so the L just stands for local variable, then gross L, then let's say deduct L, comma, then I'm going to go for period, column, and all of these, or all of those variables will be classed as they'll be using the double data type. The other variable that I would like to go for right now, I'm going to call that current date. Current date, and the data type, that is it right there, date. And right underneath begin, I'm going to say current date equals now. Okay, so I'm going to grab that and let's say current date equals now, date now. So date now, we actually just pick on the whatever date you have on your computer system, and now the date now should appear right here. Let's come in here, there, and what is the name of that very text box? Is called txt now, txt paid date. Yeah, so let's go back in here, double click on that, and underneath here I'm going to say txt xc pay date equals, I think that should be dot text equals date. Now but we have to also convert it. So to convert that is going to be date to string. There, I will just get hold of date, a current date, paste it right in there, close that. There we go. That should take care of that. So if I run it now, I should be able to just click on the payment and date should appear right there. And one other thing is I can also, I'm going to copy it again, just copy that. I'm going to paste it right on the form itself. So let's look for the form. So the form can always display date now anyway. So double click on the form. There we go. So paste that there. So if I run it now, that should actually display date now. Let's see, why do we have that there? I'm going to make it local there. So it's local to the form. Let's see what's going to happen. There we go. The form actually uploaded that for me. So that's brilliant. Alright. Now, let's go back to our payment. Double click on payment again. Inside payment, the next thing I want to do right underneath here is city, inner city. See, all of these variables that I intend to use now, I've officially declared them right up here as part of global variable. There we go, there they are. So I'm going to be using them right now. So let's grab hold of these ones as well. Okay. So we'll come right down here and just double paste it right here. Now I'm going to need this one as well. Alright, the inner city, that is going to take in whatever value we have inside the txt. That will be txt city benefits. This very one here. Where is it? City benefit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to grab hold of that. Let's see, where is it? Right there. So let's copy that, go back to the code. So, but we have to convert it. So let's say str to float and city benefit dot text. There. Alright, whatever value we have inside city benefit is now stored in here. Okay, so we're going to repeat the same thing for the others. So this one is going to be for basic pay. So grab hold of that and change that to basic salary. That is the name of that very text box, or text, or T entry, T edit, sorry. Now this one is going to be overtime, so that will be T overtime. So that's taken care of. Now with all of this, I should be now able to calculate the gross pay. So let's say txt gross pay dot text. That will be equals, equals. I also need to then convert the whole lot. So I'm going to, let's enter pound sign there. I'm sure there should be another proper way to enter the currency sign, so you guys can always figure that out. So I'm going to say float. Yep, float to string. And what are we floating to string? That is going to be all of these here. Inner city plus basic pay and so on, plus basic pay plus the overtime. Grab hold of the overtime and paste that right here. There, that takes care of that. So if I run it now, I should be able to just enter the inner city benefits, the basic pay and overtime there. So let's say that's your benefits for living in the city and the basic pay. There we go. And just click on this. There, look at that. Okay, but supposing I enter something in here, we should be able to increase that. Let's see. There, so that is fine. But when I click on this, I like it just to clear whatever I have in there so that I can enter data in there. Okay, so I can even select that. Come in here, what's the name? It's called overtime. So double click on, no, let's come into the event. You see the event there? Come straight into the event, double click on that. And in there, all I want you to then do is to clear whatever content I have in there now, and also set focus .text. That will be equals, there, clear. At the same time, dot set focus. You see, that is taken care of. So if I run it now, because the default value is 0, once I click on it, let's enter something in here and click here. There we go. You see the cursor flashing in there, so I can just enter whatever in there. Okay, that's good. So let's go back to my payment. Double click on payment. So with the gross pay taken care of, the next thing I want to now do is to take care of the tax and so on. So underneath here, let's move this to up here. That's for gross pay. Alright. Now we want to work out the tax. So let's say tax, that's equals everything we have in here. Let's grab hold of this, paste that here, and let's assume the tax is going to be about maybe 9. That might be too much, but you guys can always change it to whatever you want, and then divide that by 100. So that's the tax. And let's close this up here as well. Back home, let's come in here, double click on that, and it should take me back there. Okay, that is the tax taken care of. I'm now going to take care of the pension, so might as well copy all of this. Pension, let's say you are putting away approximately 12%, or let's say 15 of your wages, so that you can end up with very good pension. We also want you to take care of the student loan. You have to pay back your debt. Paste that in there. Let's say student loan, you're paying back about 5% of your wages, and NI number for your, that's for your health insurance. So the health insurance, let's assume you're paying about 3%, and that is it. Student loan, why do we have error? Is it not declared? Let's go up there and see. I'm going to grab hold of that. I believe the student loan is declared. Let's see, everything is fine here. Okay, let's see my declaration right up there. Student loan. Let's see, I did copy it. Oh, I said student load. No, undo that. Okay then, that's fine. That was meant to be loan. Alright. We now want to enter them into their respective edit or text box or whatever. Okay, we want the tax here, pension here, and so on, and student loan here. Alright, so double click on that. Right underneath here, first of all, tax txt tax dot text column equals, convert that to float. Do I have float? Yeah, I do. Grab hold of that. I'm going to use the pound sign as well and paste that in there. And what do we want in there? We want tax. Close that and close. There we go. Tax is taken care of. Now let's take care of the others. The next one is going to be txt pension dot text equals that. Okay, and here that will be pension. Paste pension there. And let's just copy this and change it around. Alright, the next one, student loan. Grab hold of that, paste. And I think this one should be student loan. Right. NI. Grab hold of that and change that. Yeah. Okay, that is that all done. So let's run it. Have a good look at the lines of code before I run that. Okay, take it from the procedure there and bring it down. We're almost finished with the calculation of the payment. Run. Okay, enter whatever in there. And there we go. Look at that. Okay, so we now need to calculate that of pensionable based on whatever selection is made here, but we need to take care of some other things. Now exit out, back here again. The next one is we need to work out the deduction and so on. So for the deduction, I'm going to say txt deduction dot text equals whatever we have inside all of these here. So that will give us deduction. So we need to also convert that to floats. So I'm going to grab hold of this. Yep. Paste it right there. Plus pension plus student loan plus NI, and that takes care of the total deduction. That's good. Now what about the gross pay and so on? Let's come in here. The gross pay local variable, grab that, bring it down here, paste that in there. That will be, let's use that to calculate. Yeah, that's correct. Equals inner city. Let's grab hold of the inner city pay. Plus basic pay and so on, plus overtime. Alright, get rid of these. That should give me the gross pay. Now, what else do I want? And I want to take care of the deduction as well. I think I already have deduction up here. Now I can also use it. Grab hold of the deduction up to here. Yep. And that is going to be deduct space equals that. Let's get rid of this. That should be the deduction. We also need the net pay. Now to get hold of the net pay, we need to add this and this together. Right. No, deduct this from this here. So why do we have this error? I think my spelling of my deduction. Let's see the local variable. What did I call it? Oh, look at it. Incorrect. So let's come in here. I might as well just copy this and correct it up there. Alright, so that should take care of that. Now, to take care of the net pay, I'm going to come down here, net pay dot text equals. Now, in the case of that, we want to get rid of whatever we have. Let's say gross L subtract deduction. There we go. If you are looking at why am I repeating it, is because I'm going to be using this very sign. So let's grab that, and I don't want any error there. So that should take care of my net pay. So if I run it now, I should be able to see the net pay and so on. Run, enter your wages and maybe overtime. There we go, net pay. So if you deduct this from this, you should end up with this. So let's say 6,000 plus subtract 1920 dot that, and that should give you 4,080 plus. That is correct. That's working fine. Alright, we're almost done. Now what else do we need to do? We need a CT and so on. You see 1, 2 and 3. I want to convert them to pound. So what I'm going to do is just come right down here and need them, the CT and so on. CT, basic pay, and yeah, these 3. So grab a hold of that. CT benefit, paste it right underneath here and say equals whatever we have in there. I want it converted to pound sign. That is the whole purpose of that. Else we don't need to do that. I think maybe I should just close it up with a bracket. Right, that one is taken care of. I also need a basic pay. Grab hold of the basic pay and bring that down. Paste. I need to do exactly the same thing. copy, paste, and change that to basic pay. Right, there we go. And finally, overtime. Grab a hold of the overtime, paste, paste another overtime in there, and grab hold of all of these, paste it right here. Just take care of the overtime. There, all done. So take a good look at the payment. Take it from the top. Let's pin this down. Take it from the procedural area there and bring it right down. There we go. Those are the lines of codes. Show you guys again. Bring it down. There. So I'm going to run down now. Run. Let's see. Okay, enter whatever value in there, and your wages, and that. There we go. That is fine. Okay, let's take care of the taxable and the pensionable right here. So I'm going to exit out, double click on payment again, come back right down here, and underneath here I'm going to use the local variable tax L. That will be equals whatever we have inside tax there, and the other one is going to be pension, pen L. That will be equals pension. We need to enter a column here. There we go. Now we also need the tags. So first thing, let's just say period. That will be equals, let's convert string to font, and that's going to be CBO tags period. So the tax period right now, there's no value in there yet, but I'm going to take care of that now. Let's end this here so that that error disappears. Now one more thing though that we need to do is we now need to enter taxable txt. Oh, come on. Txt taxable dot text. That is equals, we need to convert that to float. Grab hold of float, paste that here, paste, and what are we converting is going to be this. And we multiply that by period, whatever we have inside period. There, that will give me the taxable. And the next one, let's take care of this error first. The next one is going to be, let's say txt pensionable dot text equals whatever we have in here. Let's grab all of this. It's not that, I'm just grabbing it. So in the case of this, we're going to be using pensionable. So grab this, paste this right here. There. So that should take care of my taxable entering widget or text widget, or T-edit is called. So let's run it and see. Enter some value in there, enter whatever here, click. There we go. We're able to get the taxable and so on, but the taxable is not working because the value we have in there is 0. Now to take care of that, I'm now going to go to the form for that. But for now, what I'm going to do is let's exit out. Now let's come down here, double click on the form, and right inside the form procedural area, I'm now going to address every single one of the combo box. So let's say combo tax period. I will enter the period for the tax. Dot items, and that'll be dot add. Dot add. There we go. So I'm going to copy that because I need it. So the very first one, that's going to be, let's say the first value is 0. There. And the second one, and so on. This is going to be 1. There we go. So I'm going to need about 12, so let's just copy that. I have 6, so let's do one more. Okay, this will be, I think I'm going to need one more, right? For that's 0, I need 12 for 12 months. So this is 2. And 3. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. There we go. That's for 12 months. So if I run it now, let's see. There. Select the months. Okay. Tax period. That's December. So that's 12. I'll enter whatever value you want in here. Over time, let's say is whatever, and just click on that. There we go. So taxable and so on works now. Alright, so for the past 12 months, that's the total amount of tax paid and the pension paid as well. Good. And for the other one, this very combo box here, I want to change that to male or female, and this other one for the, that would be for the position. Okay, let's go back into the form. Right, so GBO gender dot add and so on, that's going to be male or female. So we have female. Or let's enter select. And this is female. While we have male here. There we go. That's taken care of. Now the next one. The next one is going to be, that will be CBO position here, dot add item, and so on. Okay, so grab that. So I'm going to have a couple of positions there. Right, so let's enter select in here, and let's say it's a captain, and he happens to be first officer. And he's a co-pilot. And here, let's say it's newly recruited training captain, training pilot. There we go. Alright, so that is that taken care of. Let's just arrange these ones properly. Okay. Alright, all taken care of on the form load. Okay, using the function form create is called here. There, so I'm going to run that. You can run. There, so we can select female or male or whatever. First officer, our name is, let's say, 14. Okay, and address and so on. Alright, so that is fine, so that's working fine. No, run, and we can enter address in there. It's a Woodman Road, postcode. There, and you see here reference. I'm going to need this calculate to take care of the reference, pay reference, and all of this. We still need a couple of lines of code, so let's come back in here and that. Okay, so for me to get this pay reference right here, because when I run it, the pay reference is not showing. No pay reference. So to get that sorted, I'm going to use random function there. So let's go back into this. Double click on that. And right underneath it, I think I can enter that here. Yeah. Let's do that. Underneath here. txt. That will be pay ref dot text equals as follows. Say int to string, and what are we converting to string? That will be, let's use the random function. So it's a random range. And what range do I want to use? So I'm going to make it, let's say the range is going to be that. Okay, and comma, oh hold on, there's a comma, and let's take it up to maybe 99,000 plus. There, close that. That is my random function taken care of. Right, let's run it and see. run. Now, okay, select there. That is the random function. So that's the reference number for the pay taken care of. Now let's take care of 1 and 2. So let's go back into design view, double click on reset. Okay, with the reset, let's grab hold of anything I can get here. I'm going to grab hold of these and these as well. So let's copy that, and that's my reset. Paste that in there. That's one done. And this very one, that gender, yeah, paste that underneath it. Oh, I've got gender already. Position there, yeah, and tax. Reset. Okay, those ones are taken care of. Then let's go for as follows. It's a TXE employee name, employer name dot text that is equals clear there. So txt department dot text equals clear. Okay, all done. So that is reset taken care of. Apart from this one, those should be text, or else I'm gonna end up with errors in there. Okay, so change that to text equals that. Get rid of this and repeat the same thing for the other ones. Copy that again and just do it all over. And this one is going to be 0. Alright, that was meant. That was what was meant to be there. So I'm going to run it. Let's run it and see. Okay, if we change that to that and change this to whatever, let's enter anything here. Okay, there, and reset. Alright, that is fine. Okay, now let's take care of this very one. Move this down a little bit. And this very one, double click on that. So right in here, inside this combo tax period, it's either, let's see if this event change will work. If it doesn't, then we just change it to, we change the event using an if statement. If combo tax paste that in there, and I'm going to say dot text if it's equals to 0, then I want the following. Let's say txt, we can just say, let's say begin, because I like it to end that and start it X way. Begin as follows. So we say txt employee, no, employer name dot text Let's assume the very first one is going to be 0. There we go. And I need department as well, so I'm going to copy this. Copy. And txt department. There, that's department. Clear that. txt NI number. There. txt NI code. There. txt tax. No tax code. There. Alright. Now we clear that. And the other one. Else if. Okay, let's use else if here. Let's come right down here. Now I'm going to say else if this guy here, this one, if it's 1, enter. All of these changes. Paste that in there. So all of these values will change. Okay, let's get rid of this semicolon. That's why we have an error. So in here, what would be the value? Let's say aviation. And the next one is going to be, I'm going to call that flying. And let's go for 19177,856. And here we go for 456,734. Let's make that up to 146,14, something like that. Okay, I'm going to end it. Let me run it before I continue, because I have 12 of those to take care of. Alright, we have an error. Why? I am missing begin here. Let's come in here, begin. There, so let's run it again. I have the begin there already. And hopefully it should work now. Select 0. Yeah, select 1. There we go. So it's working. Select 0. And let's see. Clear. 1. Alright, that is fine, guys. So I'm now going to speed up the whole process. Copy that. We have 12 of those. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. So let's just change the values around and numbers. That's 10 here. And this is 9. We have 8 here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There, that is it, all done. So all I then need to do is just change these details around. I'm going to do that and get back to you guys. So I guess you guys see the whole lines of code is just the same. Alright, all done, guys. Those are the lines of code for that. Bring it down. Okay. So just change the value to whatever you want to change it to. That's what I've done. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alright, that is taken care of. So let's run it. I'm going to select whatever in there. Let's select 2, let's find there, and so on. So we then need to take care of the exits. And come back here, double click on exit. There we go. And right in here, I'm going to use an if statement. If message DIG, no, that should be L, really, not I, LG. Then I'm just going to enter in there, confirm if you want to exit. There. Close that up, and let's close the bracket as well. No, let's enter another argument there. Press enter. The other argument is going to be empty confirmation. Get a confirmation first as one argument, then enter a square bracket. The next one is going to be message yes, comma MB no, close the square bracket, comma O, comma, that stands for any of these inside the square bracket, and the selected one is going to be yes, equals MR yes. So in that case, if yes is selected, you now want it to begin, and do as follows. You can say form 1 dot close and end whole process here. Okay, or you can always say application dot terminate. Okay, so that's one of the conditions, but before then let's take care of this error there. I'm going to cut that off, put that here, and here there should be a comma there. Alright, so you can use form close, or you can say application dot terminate there, or you can even use, just say simply close. So the choice is yours, whichever you want to use. So I'm going to try them all out, and that's it. So let's run. Click on run. Exit, you see that? Confirm if you want to exit, that should be 1. Okay then, no. And yes. Okay, let's enter 1 here. There we go. So we can try out application.terminate then. Run. Yes, that is working fine. Okay then, so that is it. So let's try out the whole process now. Run. Okay, we enter some data in there. The name is going to be Tony Montana. $17, Little Venice. Alright, it's male and position first officer, and wages, and select the months. There we go. And what else do we need to do? Click on pay there, And if you want, you can just test this out. 4304 subtract 1377.28. What do we get? 2000 plus. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful payroll management system. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. There are a lot of benefits if you're a member of the channel. So you all have a nice day now, and bye for now.